Hey y'all, come with me on a drive to Summerville, Georgia. I think so many places in the US is so underestimated for self-care and great vibes and energy. And just this country drive to Dunya camp was just amazing. So here we are, we're going up the little entryway, and they send you your little pin codes and stuff on the day that you're about to check in. So you already know. And this was a luxury glamping experience. Like, it was just 10 out of 10 amazing. So we're driving up here. We're looking for our tent number. There's so much greenery, the birds. It was just a vibe, right? Steep hill to climb, so you know the views are gonna be amazing. So it's a locked community, so safety, 10 out of 10. Obviously, there are other people looking to get away with themselves or their partners. You know, some people come there to write. Some people just come for either a romantic experience or a self-care time away where you can just recommune with yourself and nature. And it was great. Like, I love the whole experience. I'm like, I definitely have to go back again. So I think there were like 6 tents total. So this is our tent that we're pulling up at. And this was tent number 4 that we stayed in. Just look at the outside. Look at those views. There's a jacuzzi outside. There's an outdoor shower. There's like a table and chair. There's like loungers. And then on the upper deck, we had like, you know, loungers positioned for the views. You had your own privacy compared to where the next tent was. There were herbs on the little side right there. So when you cook with that on that grill, which was a gas grill, by the way, you could just pick from the herb thing directly. It was just huge. It was huge. Like, this capturing doesn't even do it justice. But it was a wonderful time. So as you could see, like, the people who did the job did their thing. So come inside. Here's a little kind of like Moroccan field, boho vibe. There's a soaker tub. Amazing. Shower. 2 sinks, because that's a must if you're going with someone. Air conditioned. So if you're going whether in the summer or in the fall, your unit can be either AC or heat. You know, they have a little kitchenette. But these views were it for me. Like, you felt like you could touch God. You could be like, hello, Jesus. How are you? But yeah, sometimes you don't have to go too far to have a great time. And I think this was just an absolutely amazing experience. Now, I did 2 nights. So you check in, you get 2 full nights. And then they had like games if you wanted to play board games. They had a little journal you could log. There's your girl cheesing because I'm having fun. And then I walked the compound. So I got up on the 2nd day, I think it was. And I went outside because they do have where you can have an event. So this is the event space that I'm going to go check out. And you can, they had like little tabletops, so you could use those. So if you wanted, I don't know, like a event vibe where you had like individual tables, kind of like almost like a bottle service. It reminded me of like the little tables that are on the ground, but like you could just chill out here. You could read, you could do whatever you want. You could have a bigger dinner if it was more than, you know, like if you were in one tent and you had other couples that were staying too, you could have like a group dinner out here together, because I think it could host about 10 people or so. But look at those views even from that area. And they do have a trail on property, so you could get your hike in if you're that type of person and like that kind of stuff. You don't gotta just sit down. I mean, like, I wanted a real low-key thing. I didn't want to be hiking anywhere on this particular trip. But, like, if you wanted to, you could. And so I just flipped the camera around, so I'm still, like, looking at the party space, and I'm cute and all that, you know? So, yeah, the 360 turn around. Oh, by the way, this was before I cut my hair, so the locks were still popping, you know? Get a little booty shake. But look at the sunshine. Man, I felt like I was just in a great space. Like, the heat, it wasn't too hot. There was always like a little breeze. It just kind of reminded me of the countryside in Jamaica, you know, like just it's hot, but you've got a little wind that moves through the trees quite frequently. And if you get too hot, you can go inside of your AC. Then they so lead back outside of the compound, so you could go get groceries if you run out of something or forget something. Your pin works for the whole time that you're there. And then soaker tub was a must. So, you know, some of pop my things them. And I had like my soaker, my Epsom salt, all that stuff. Good music, good lighting, candles. And then this was like the next morning, getting ready to leave. And I was just like, oh, okay. This is what we're working with. I got to say goodbye. Like, I don't really have a choice, but I had to capture the views one last time before hitting the road. And if you know your girl, I'm going to do my final walkthrough and make sure everything is how it is supposed to be and how it's supposed to be left and all that stuff. And then I capture like my last video after I've cleaned up and packed away stuff. And then I said bye. And then there's my face because I'm mad. Bye.